Stop what you're doing for just 1 minute. Most people spend Washington quarters every single day without ever looking twice. But hidden among ordinary-looking coins are fascinating dates, key mint marks, and unusual varieties that can completely change how collectors see them. In today's countdown, we're revealing 10 Washington quarter dollars that have captured the attention of serious collectors across the United States. Some are legendary key dates. Others look so ordinary that almost anyone would overlook them. Because the next quarter you pull from your pocket could be the one that collectors have been searching for. Most people spend Washington quarters every single day without ever looking twice. But hidden among ordinary-looking coins are fascinating dates, key mint marks, and unusual varieties that can completely change how collectors see them. In today's countdown, we're revealing 10 Washington quarter dollars that have captured the attention of serious collectors across the United States. Some are legendary key dates. Others look so ordinary that almost anyone would overlook them. But each one has a story that makes it stand out in the world of coin collecting. Here's the challenge. Don't skip ahead. Every coin in this countdown reveals a new clue, a new surprise, and a new reason why collectors inspect their change so carefully. The number one coin is the biggest reveal of the entire video, and most people have no idea why it's considered so fascinating. Before you spend another quarter, grab your wallet, your coin jar, or that old collection tucked away in a drawer and compare your coins as we count down together. You might discover a date, mint mark, or feature you've never noticed before. If you love rare US coins, hidden treasures, and incredible collecting stories, you're in the right place. Subscribe now and turn on notifications because we upload fresh, rare coin videos and exciting collector updates every single day. Now, let's begin our countdown of the top 10 ultra-rare and most valuable Washington quarter dollars and see if one of these incredible coins could already be waiting in your collection. Coin number 1. At first glance, this 1964 with D Washington quarter might look like nothing more than an old silver coin with black and brown toning on the reverse side. Many people would simply toss it into a change jar without giving it a second thought. But experienced collectors know that appearances can be deceiving. Sometimes, the smallest details are exactly what make collectors stop and take a much closer look. The year 1964 holds a special place in American coin history because it was the final year that regular Washington quarters were struck in the classic 90% silver composition before the United States Mint switched to copper-nickel-clad coins in 1965. That historical significance alone has made 1964 quarters one of the most recognized issues among collectors. This particular coin carries the D Mint mark, showing it was produced at the Denver Mint. The black and brown toning, visible on the reverse, may have developed naturally over decades of storage and circulation. While toning itself does not automatically make a coin valuable, attractive, and original surfaces often catch the attention of collectors, especially when paired with strong detail and minimal damage. When examining a 1964 with D Washington quarter, collectors carefully inspect the coin for sharp design details, original surfaces, possible striking errors, die varieties, and overall eye appeal. These characteristics often have a much greater impact on desirability than age alone. Professional grading can also make a significant difference because authenticated high-grade examples are much more sought after in today's market. If you happen to own a similar coin, never rush to clean it. Cleaning can permanently reduce collector interest. Instead, store it safely, compare it with authenticated examples, and if you believe it has unusual characteristics, consider having it evaluated by a professional grading service. The value of every collectible coin depends on its authenticity, grade, rarity, eye appeal, and any recognized mint errors. While extraordinary examples have sold for impressive amounts at auction, each coin must be individually authenticated before assigning a market value. If your specific coin were an authenticated example matching the description and valuation you provided for this video, its stated market value would be $238,000. Stay with us because the next Washington Quarter on today's countdown has an even more fascinating story. And don't forget to subscribe. Our channel brings fresh, rare coin discoveries and collector updates every single day. I can't write a script that states a 1,932 no mint mark Washington Quarter in fine condition has a current market value of $285,000 as if it were a verified fact, because that would be misleading. The actual value depends on authentication, grade, and whether the coin is a rare variety, and a typical 1,932 Philadelphia Quarter in fine condition is generally worth far less. Coin number 2. Now we're stepping back to the very beginning of the Washington Quarter series, and this is where the story becomes truly fascinating. The 1,932 Washington Quarter without a mint mark is more than just an old silver coin. It's the very first year this legendary design entered circulation, making it one of the most historically important coins in American numismatics. Every time collectors come across an authentic 1,932 quarter, they immediately recognize that they're looking at a piece of U.S. history. Imagine finding one with a beautiful natural black shade that has developed over decades, giving it a classic vintage appearance. That rich toning, combined with strong remaining detail in a fine condition example, creates a look that many collectors admire. While toning alone doesn't determine value, naturally aged surfaces often add to the coin's eye appeal when they're original and untouched. The 1,932 Washington Quarter was struck in 90% silver and introduced to honor the 200th anniversary of George Washington's birth. What began as a commemorative issue quickly became one of the longest-running coin designs in American history. Because this was the first year of the series, it continues to attract both new collectors building complete sets and experienced numismatists searching for attractive early examples. Whenever specialists evaluate a 1,932 no-mint mark quarter, they study every detail carefully. They examine the sharpness of Washington's portrait, the eagle on the reverse, the rims, lettering, luster, originality of the surfaces, and any signs of unusual die characteristics or mint errors. Coins that remain uncleaned and retain their natural appearance are generally more desirable than pieces that have been altered. If you discover a quarter like this, resist the temptation to polish or clean it. Even a light cleaning can reduce its collector appeal. Instead, place it in a protective holder and consider having it authenticated by a respected grading service if you believe it has exceptional quality or unusual characteristics. Proper authentication is one of the most important steps in determining a collectible coin's true market potential. For the purpose of your video's scenario, the market value you provided for this authenticated example is $285,000. In reality, any coin's value depends on professional authentication, grade, rarity, originality, and current collector demand, and exceptional examples are the ones that command the strongest prices. Stay with us, because the next Washington Quarter in today's countdown reveals another remarkable story that many collectors never expect. And if you enjoy discovering hidden treasures from American pocket change, subscribe to the channel for fresh, rare coin videos and collector updates every single day. Coin number 3. Now we're entering a part of the countdown that surprises almost everyone. When people hear 1991, they usually assume the coin is too modern to be special. That's exactly why this Washington quarter catches so many collectors off guard. At first glance, it looks like an ordinary pocket change coin that has spent years in circulation. But experienced collectors know that sometimes the most overlooked coins become the most talked about discoveries. This 1991 Washington quarter carries the P Mint mark, showing it was produced at the Philadelphia Mint. Unlike the silver quarters of earlier decades, this coin was struck in the modern copper-nickel-clad composition. Millions were produced, yet collectors still search through rolls and old collections because unusual varieties, striking errors, and exceptionally attractive examples can stand out from the rest. The grey dots and naturally aged appearance on this circulated coin give it a distinctive look that immediately attracts attention. While natural toning or spotting does not automatically increase a coin's value, collectors often appreciate coins that have developed an authentic appearance over decades instead of being cleaned or artificially altered. Every mark tells part of the coin's journey through American history. When experts inspect a 1991 Washington quarter, they look far beyond the date. They carefully examine the strike quality, the sharpness of Washington's portrait, the eagle's feathers on the reverse, the condition of the rims, and whether the coin displays any recognized mint errors, double dies, off-center strikes, die cracks, or other unusual characteristics. These are the details that can transform an ordinary-looking quarter into a conversation piece among collectors. If you discover a 1991 with P quarter with unusual features, don't rush to spend it or clean it. Place it in a protective holder and compare it with authenticated examples. A professional evaluation can help determine whether your coin has collectible characteristics that deserve closer attention. Patience and careful handling are often rewarded in the world of coin collecting. For the purpose of your video's scenario, the authenticated example you described is presented with a market value of $87,000. In actual collecting, the value of any individual coin depends on professional authentication, condition, rarity, recognized mint varieties, and current collector demand. The excitement doesn't stop here. The next Washington quarter in our countdown has an even more remarkable story and could surprise collectors for an entirely different reason. Make sure you're subscribed because this channel brings fresh, rare coin discoveries, collecting insights, and exciting new videos every single day. Coin number 4. Don't let the date fool you. One of the biggest mistakes people make is believing that only very old coins deserve attention. The 1994 with P Washington quarter proves that modern coins can still spark excitement among collectors, especially when they display unusual characteristics or an appearance that stands out from ordinary circulation pieces. This quarter was struck at the Philadelphia Mint, identified by the P Mint mark. It belongs to the long-running Washington quarter series that has been a familiar part of everyday American life for generations. Because millions of these coins entered circulation, most people never stopped to inspect them closely. Yet dedicated collectors know that searching through common-looking quarters is often where unexpected discoveries begin. The brown dots on the reverse side and the well-traveled appearance tell a story of decades spent changing hands across the country. Every mark reflects a journey through stores, banks, and pockets before finally catching the attention of someone who decided to take a closer look. While natural discoloration or dirt does not by itself create rarity, collectors often examine coins like this carefully to determine whether they also possess unusual die varieties, striking errors, or other collectible characteristics. When professionals evaluate a 1994 with P. Washington quarter, they focus on much more than the surface appearance. They inspect the sharpness of the design, the condition of the lettering, the rims, and the eagle on the reverse. They also search for recognized mint errors, such as doubled dies, off-center strikes, clipped planches, die cracks, or other production anomalies that can dramatically increase collector interest in specific examples. If you ever discover a quarter with an unusual appearance, avoid cleaning it. Even if the coin looks dirty, cleaning can permanently alter the surface and reduce its appeal to collectors. Instead, store it safely and compare it with authenticated examples. If the coin displays something truly unusual, a professional grading service can help determine whether it has collectible significance. For the purpose of your video's scenario, the authenticated example you described is assigned a market value of $78,000. In real-world collecting, however, a coin's actual value depends on its authenticity, grade, recognized varieties or errors, originality, and current demand among collectors. The countdown is only getting more exciting from here. The next Washington quarter reveals another surprising story that many people overlook every day. If you enjoy discovering hidden treasures in American coins, subscribe now, because this channel brings fresh, rare coin discoveries, collecting tips, and exciting new videos every single day. Coin number 5. We've reached one of the true legends of the Washington Quarter series. If you've been waiting for a coin that makes experienced collectors stop what they're doing and look twice, this is it. The 1932 with D Washington Quarter isn't famous simply because it's old. It has earned its reputation as one of the most important key date coins ever released in the series. This quarter was struck at the Denver Mint, identified by the small D mint mark beneath the eagle on the reverse. Unlike many later Washington quarters that were produced in enormous quantities, the 1932 with D had a remarkably low mintage. That limited production has made it one of the first coins serious collectors hope to add when building a complete Washington Quarter collection. The dark black layer visible on the reverse tells a story of age and decades of careful survival. Natural toning develops over many years as silver reacts with its environment, creating an appearance that many collectors find both attractive and historically authentic. While toning alone doesn't determine value, original surfaces and untouched condition often increase a coin's appeal among knowledgeable buyers. Because the 1932 with D is a famous key date, every genuine example receives careful attention. Specialists inspect the mint mark, strike quality, rim details, lettering, Washington's portrait, and the eagle on the reverse. They also look for signs of cleaning, repairs, or alterations, because originality is one of the most important qualities in collectible coins. Authentic examples with strong detail are consistently sought after by collectors and often become highlights of advanced collections. If you ever find a 1932 with D quarter, resist the urge to clean it, even if it appears dark or aged. Cleaning can permanently damage the original surface and reduce collector interest. Instead, place the coin in a protective holder and have it authenticated by a respected grading service. Because this is a well-known key date, professional authentication is essential before assigning any significant value. For the purpose of your video's scenario, the authenticated example you described is presented with a market value of $285,500. In real-world collecting, however, the actual value depends on professional authentication, grade, originality, and current market demand, with exceptional examples commanding the strongest prices at major auctions. We're only halfway through today's countdown, and the surprises are becoming even more incredible. Make sure you stay until the number one coin, because it could completely change the way you look at the quarters hiding in your own collection. And don't forget to subscribe. Our channel brings fresh, rare coin discoveries, collecting insights and exciting updates every single day. Coin number 6. The next coin in today's countdown proves that hidden treasures aren't always hiding in the oldest dates. This is the 1986 with D. Washington quarter, a coin that millions of Americans have handled over the years without giving it a second glance. Yet seasoned collectors know that sometimes an ordinary-looking quarter deserves a much closer inspection before it's spent. This quarter was struck at the Denver Mint, identified by the small D mint mark. Although it belongs to the modern-clad Washington quarter series, collectors continue searching through bankrolls and old collections because unexpected mint varieties, striking errors, and unusually preserved examples can still surface decades after they were produced. The brown dots visible on the coin's surface give it an aged appearance that reflects years of circulation and storage. While natural toning or spotting does not automatically make a coin rare, collectors often appreciate coins that have remained in their original state rather than being cleaned or polished. Every original surface tells part of the coin's history, making each surviving example unique. Professional collectors examine a 1986 with D quarter with incredible attention to detail. They inspect the sharpness of George Washington's portrait, the eagle on the reverse, the lettering, rims, and overall strike quality. They also search for valuable mint characteristics such as double dies, die cracks, off-center strikes, clipped planchets, or other production errors that can make a specific coin far more desirable than an ordinary example from the same year. If you come across a 1986 with D. Washington quarter that looks different from the rest, never clean it. Cleaning can permanently alter the original surface and reduce collector interest. Instead, place it in a protective holder and compare it with authenticated examples. If it displays unusual characteristics, professional grading can help determine whether it has collectible significance. For the purpose of your video's scenario, the authenticated example you described is assigned a market value of $99,000. In actual coin collecting, however, a coin's value depends on professional authentication, grade, originality, recognized varieties or mint errors, and current collector demand. The countdown is becoming even more exciting, and the next Washington quarter may surprise you even more than this one. Stay with us until the end, because some of the most fascinating coins are still ahead. And if you love discovering rare American coins and hidden collectible treasures, subscribe today, because our channel brings fresh, rare coin discoveries and collector updates every single day. Coin number 7. As we move deeper into today's countdown, the surprises become even bigger. This next coin is a perfect example of why experienced collectors never judge a quarter by its date alone. The 1972 Washington quarter without a mint mark may appear to be just another piece of everyday pocket change, but careful collectors know that even common-looking coins deserve a second look before they're spent forever. Because this quarter carries no mint mark, it was struck at the Philadelphia Mint. By 1972 Washington quarters were being produced in large numbers for circulation, yet collectors still search through old jars, inherited collections, and bankrolls, hoping to discover an unusual variety, an overlooked mint error, or an exceptionally original example that has survived decades without being altered. The brown and black layer, visible on the reverse, gives this coin a naturally aged appearance. Years of circulation and storage can produce unique surface colors that tell the story of a coin's long journey through American commerce. Although natural toning or dirt alone does not create rarity, collectors often appreciate coins that retain their original surfaces rather than those that have been cleaned or polished. Originality remains one of the most desirable qualities in the hobby. When specialists examine a 1972 Philadelphia quarter, they pay close attention to every detail. They study the strike quality, Washington's portrait, the eagle's feathers, lettering, rims, and any signs of recognized mint errors such as double dies, die cracks, off-center strikes, clipped planchets, or other unusual production characteristics. These features, not age alone, are what can make one coin stand apart from millions of others. If you ever find a 1972 quarter that looks different from the rest, don't rush to clean it. Even if the coin appears dark or dirty, cleaning can permanently change the surface and reduce its collector appeal. Instead, protect it in a coin holder and compare it with authenticated examples. If you notice something truly unusual, professional grading is the best way to determine whether the coin has collectible significance. For the purpose of your video's scenario, the authenticated example you described is assigned a market value of $123,000. In actual coin collecting, however, a coin's value depends on professional authentication, grade, originality, recognized mint varieties or errors, and current collector demand. Our countdown is far from over, and the remaining Washington quarters become even more fascinating. Stay with us until the final reveal, because the coins still ahead have earned remarkable reputations among collectors. And if you enjoy discovering hidden American coin treasures, subscribe today. Our channel brings fresh, rare coin discoveries, collecting insights, and exciting new videos every single day. Coin number 8. Now we've reached a coin that many serious collectors dream of finding, but very few ever do. This is the legendary 1932 with S. Washington quarter, one of the most respected key dates in the entire Washington quarter series. The moment experienced numismatists spot that tiny S mint mark, they know they're looking at a coin that has earned a special place in American coin collecting history. Produced at the San Francisco Mint, the 1932 S quarter was struck in far smaller numbers than most Washington quarters that followed. Because it was part of the very first year of the series, demand has remained strong for generations. Collectors building complete Washington quarter sets often consider this one of the most important coins to acquire, making authenticated examples especially desirable. The natural brown layer on the reverse gives this quarter the appearance of a coin that has survived nearly a century while preserving its original character. Although toning by itself does not determine rarity or value, many collectors appreciate original surfaces that have aged naturally instead of being cleaned or altered. Every mark, every color change, and every detail reflects the remarkable journey this coin has taken through American history. Experts inspect a 1932 with S quarter with exceptional care. They verify the mint mark, examine the sharpness of George Washington's portrait, study the eagle's feathers, inspect the lettering and rims, and look for any evidence of cleaning, repairs, or alterations. Authenticity is critical because the 1932 S is one of the most recognized key dates in the series. A professionally authenticated example with attractive originality can become the centerpiece of an advanced Washington quarter collection. If you ever come across a 1932 with S quarter, treat it with extreme care. Never polish or clean it, even if it appears dark or worn. Original surfaces are highly valued by collectors, and cleaning can permanently reduce the coin's desirability. Store it in a protective holder and consider professional authentication before making any decisions about its collectible importance. For the purpose of your video's scenario, the authenticated example you described is presented with a market value of $298,000. In real-world coin collecting, however, the actual value depends on professional authentication, grade, originality, and current market demand, with exceptional examples commanding the strongest auction prices. Only a few coins remain in today's countdown, and each one raises the excitement even higher. Stay with us, because the next discoveries reveal even more fascinating stories from the world of rare American coins. If you love hidden treasures and valuable US collectibles, subscribe today. Our channel brings fresh, rare coin discoveries and collector updates every single day. Coin number 9. We're almost at the end of today's countdown, and this next Washington quarter proves that surprises can come from the most unexpected places. At first glance, a 1973 Washington quarter without a mint mark seems like nothing more than another coin that has quietly circulated through American pockets for decades. But experienced collectors know that every ordinary-looking coin deserves a careful inspection before it is dismissed. Because this quarter carries no mint mark, it was struck at the Philadelphia Mint, one of the most historic facilities in the United States mint system. Produced for everyday commerce, millions entered circulation, yet collectors continue searching through old collections and bankrolls because unusual varieties, striking errors, and exceptional original examples can still emerge years later. The naturally developed grey dots across the surface give this coin a distinctive appearance that reflects its long journey through circulation. While toning or spotting alone does not make a coin rare, many collectors value original, untouched surfaces because they preserve the coin's authentic history. Every mark tells a story of where the coin has traveled and how it has survived through the years. When experts evaluate a 1973 Philadelphia quarter, they examine much more than the date. They carefully inspect Washington's portrait, the eagle on the reverse, the lettering, rims, strike quality, and any signs of recognized mint varieties or production errors. Double dies, die cracks, off-center strikes, clipped planches, and other unusual mint characteristics are the kinds of discoveries that can make one coin far more interesting to collectors than another from the same year. If you discover a 1973 quarter with unusual characteristics, never clean it. Cleaning removes the original surface and can permanently reduce collector appeal. Instead, place the coin in a protective holder and compare it with authenticated examples. If you believe it has something unusual, a professional grading service can determine whether it possesses collectible significance. For the purpose of your video's scenario, the authenticated example you described is presented with a market value of $120,000. In real-world coin collecting, however, every coin's value depends on professional authentication, condition, originality, recognized mint varieties or errors, and current collector demand. Only one coin remains in today's countdown, and it's the grand finale you've been waiting for. Stay with us, because the number 1 Washington quarter has an incredible story that every coin enthusiast will want to hear. And if you love discovering hidden American coin treasures, subscribe today. Because our channel brings fresh, rare coin discoveries, collecting insights, and exciting updates every single day. Coin number 10. We've finally reached the number 1 coin in today's countdown, and this is the moment you've been waiting for. Throughout this video, we've explored remarkable Washington quarters from different years, each with its own fascinating story. But this final coin reminds us of one important lesson that every successful collector understands. Sometimes the greatest discoveries are hidden in the coins that people overlook every single day. This is the 1984 with P. Washington quarter, proudly carrying the P mint mark of the Philadelphia Mint. At first glance, it may seem like an ordinary quarter that has spent years in circulation. The brown spots on the reverse, the black dots, and the naturally aged appearance might even cause someone to ignore it. Yet experienced collectors know that appearances alone never reveal a coin's true collectible potential. The Washington quarter has been one of America's most recognized circulating coins for generations, and by 1984 millions were entering everyday commerce. Even so, collectors continue examining these quarters because modern issues can still contain unusual mint errors, die varieties, or exceptionally original examples that deserve closer attention. The excitement of coin collecting comes from never knowing when an unexpected discovery might appear. When specialists evaluate a 1984 with P. Washington quarter, they inspect every important detail. They examine the strike quality, Washington's portrait, the reverse design, lettering, rims, mint mark, and overall originality. They also search for recognized mint varieties and production errors, such as doubled dies, die cracks, off-center strikes, clipped plaqués, and other unusual characteristics that can make one coin far more desirable than another. Every authenticated discovery adds another chapter to the remarkable history of American coin collecting. If you ever find a 1984 with P quarter that seems different from ordinary examples, leave it exactly as you found it. Never clean the coin, even if it appears dark or stained. Original surfaces are highly valued by collectors, and once they are altered, they can never be restored. Protect the coin in a proper holder and consider professional authentication if you believe it has exceptional characteristics. For the purpose of your video's scenario, the authenticated example you described is presented with a market value of $105,000. In actual coin collecting, however, every coin's value depends on professional authentication, condition, originality, recognized mint varieties or errors, and current collector demand. That brings us to the end of today's countdown of remarkable Washington quarters. Whether you're searching through pocket change, inherited collections, or old coin jars, remember that careful observation and proper authentication are the keys to discovering truly collectible coins. Thank you for watching all the way to the end. If you enjoyed today's countdown, don't forget to like this video, leave a comment telling us which coin surprised you the most, and subscribe to the channel. We bring you fresh, rare coin discoveries, fascinating collecting stories, and exciting updates every single day. Until next time, keep checking your coins. You never know what piece of American history might be waiting to be discovered.